this point. But just checking, get that thing out of the way. Okay, boom. What up, Suns fans? Suns get a win against the Golden State Warriors. Final score: Suns 113, Warriors 105. There's a lot to talk about this win, and we will get into it in just a second.
Kevin Durant delivers. Gorgeous move from Bradley Beal.
Personally, I feel like that brother needed help.
Devin Booker with the clutch
Guys, what a win! Oh my. The Suns' wins have been so nice this year, especially since we got back KD. Getting wins like this against division rivals always feels good, and it's against the Warriors, so there's more to that. Um, yeah, this was a shaky game, and there was a lot of buildup on where the Suns could land in this game. You know, all of us Suns fans have been somewhat doubters. I am somewhat of a doubter of this team as well. It's only because we want them to do well, and this game was a really hit or miss. You know, it felt like it could go either way if the night was to happen. Curry, who missed Stephen Curry, who missed the last couple of games, he missed the last game the Thunder or the Warriors played against OKC. So he's back now again. Uh-oh. That's sure scary. And a lot of us thought it was scary as I put up a community poll before tonight's game asking Suns fans who will take this game. And a lot of people were a split. This is like the first one I've seen that's been really split, but it was Suns. A lot of people said the Suns would win with 57%, and the Warriors with 43%. So a lot of Suns fans, including myself, were very we are curious about this game. Okay, the Suns haven't been the best, especially dropping last game against to the Brooklyn Nets. So this game could have gone either way, but I am so glad we won. Um, I especially didn't have any doubt on this team because I predicted today we were gonna lose, and I think it's just the stigma that the Warriors had a really hot start to the team, especially Buddy Hield being such a strong arm on the bench for them, and like the Warriors having one of the like best benches in the entire league. So this one was going to be a tough one, but I'm sure most of us weren't expecting the total domination we saw that first half. Oh my god. The Suns are still here, all right? They never left. Technically, I think the last couple of days have changed our view on how we viewed the Suns. You know, so losing to Brooklyn sucked. That was a supposed to be surefire win, especially when they were such short-handed. But then that one guy who now got a start against the Magic blasted the Suns, dropping 30, and that really sucked. But Suns still played great that game. Technically, statistically speaking, if you want to get into the muddy numbers of it, but Suns after the 2 days break. This is after Thanksgiving, so hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. The Suns come back and they deliver such a meaty victory. All right, it may not look like it like by the score, but this was an absolute domination. At halftime, we're up by 17 points. And let's never talk about that third quarter again. All right. Warriors outscored Suns 29 to 19 in the third quarter. Absolutely disgusting. That was an absolute pile on. But we still won. We won the fourth quarter, importantly, by 1 point, 28 to 27. And we dominated in the first half. So amazing night either way. Um, I guess we could talk about injuries here. Bill was out; he was listed as out, and it was quite scary because that Brooklyn Nets game left such a scary tone for the Suns before we went on this Thanksgiving break that we could possibly be without KD or Beal going into the next game. And this was an especially big game because Warriors are one of the top dogs in the Western Conference. Um, so it was scary to deal with that game and possibly not have KD anymore. But luckily, he was cleared to play this game. And so we're thankful for that. Bill was a little more unfortunate, though, as he is out again for we don't know how long. But man, that just sucks. That sucks. I still think Beal has been a lot better this season. I still think he gets too too much criticism nowadays. He's just really fixed up everything that he was a problem on this team for in last season. And I think he's been really great. He's been a great scorer, a great passer, and a great defender on just all sides of court. You can't really rag on Bradley Beal this season. Um, so it just sucks that he's injured again. Um, rest up, Beal. Hope it's hopefully you will be back by the next time the Suns play, as we're getting a little more in between break days between Suns games now as we enter December. I got lights up now. I actually have more stuff, more decorations planned, but I thought it was too much since it's still November. But so hopefully Bill will be fine and we'll all walk away from this fine and forget about that Brooklyn Nets game. So Suns get the win against Warriors. That is their fifth straight home win against the Warriors. We did lose one to the Warriors last season on the road, but this is our fifth straight home win. Every time for the last 5 times the Warriors have been at Footprint, we have walked away with a win. So easy dubs, easy dubs. Also, still talking about injury here. Yusuf Nurkic missed tonight's game. He had quad problems with his quads, so that sucks. Also, but I mean, we fared without him well. I mean, the Warriors literally don't have like a center. ESPN, if you ask them, they literally don't have like a center. Like they only have one person who is listed as a center on that team. So it's kind of crazy. So we didn't luckily need him all that much during the game. But since the Suns do have centers, funny enough, I actually see the Suns and the Warriors like really close together as the same team here. They all just have guards and like really no centers, but that's where the Suns beat the Warriors in the center depth because we do have Yusuf Nurkic, we have Mason Plumlee, and we have Oso. So let's just get right into it. I guess we could start with the centers debate because they were amazing. Plumlee got the start tonight. He didn't really pop off. He had only 2 points, 1 of 5. So I mean, yeah, it's Mason Plumlee. He's just kind of a gray in between Nurk and Oso. He's not really as fast as Oso or energetic, but like he also handles the ball better than Yusuf Nurkic. Um, I mean, he can rebound, but he's not as great of a rebounder as Yusuf Nurkic. So just a weird little in between and space filler. But he played 60 minutes. Remind that he was the starting center, but all of those minutes were then stolen by Oso Igradaro, who had 6 points. I don't know why I almost said 16. 6 points, and he played 31 minutes. Oso was simply amazing this game. He was awesome. Uh, he was 3 of 4 from the field. He had 3 fouls and 2 turnovers, but had some amazingly defensive plays, more so than what these stats will be able to say. He was just everywhere. His energetic really matched the pace of the game, and he was just really able to take opponents by surprise and able to block them. As he had 2 of them, and he had 8 rebounds. Especially one of the biggest problems the Suns had in that first quarter, even though we won it, that could have grown into something more. was the Suns had a rebounding issue. A lot of plays would be blown up because the Suns would play great defense and they'd fail to get the box out or rebound. So luckily they fixed that up in the second quarter, and Oso played a big part in that, having 8 rebounds. So amazing night for the rookie in yeah, against this like Warriors team, this really good Warriors team. So that's just amazing seeing Oso. And let's talk about his twin here, Ryan Dunn, who also had 4 fouls and 2 points. Also, Ryan Dunn was a little more rough looking on the offensive side. Like Oso helped with his screen and his being able to make a pass and be a lob threat. Um, but Ryan Dunn was a little more questionable on the offense. He didn't have that many looks from three tonight. He only attempted one, and he did have two breakaway balls, baskets, where like one of them he did steal, or I think it was a block actually. He blocked it and then went along, and he just kind of didn't know what to do with the ball, and he got choked up in the paint, and he lost the ball. So Ryan Dunn's still looking a little rough on offense, but I mean defensively, that's all he needed to bring tonight because he was awesome. He had 2 blocks, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. So very great night and a very great defensive effort from the Rooks because that was the biggest question the Suns needed to work on during this game. I like I said, first quarter defense was the biggest issue the Suns were facing here on rebounding and just being able to, you know, get a stop against the Warriors, who can very much uh, pile on with their threes. So great defense by both of our rooks. We're still on the bench, so I guess I'll talk about the bench here. Usually, us Suns fans are worried about a unknown player on another team possibly looking to destroy the ball. Most of us still have PTSD after Tyrese Martin went off against us having 30 points. So most of us still have PTSD from that. But luckily, that was us tonight who got that curse as Monte Morris went off this game. He didn't have 30 points, but he was a major factor in the way the Suns were able to build up their lead that early in the half. He had 8 points, 2 of 3 from three, 3 of 5 overall. No turnovers. He had 2 fouls though, and 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Just a great effort. Another great effort from our bench here, especially when we really need it since Bill and Nurkic is out. 2 starters. Um, really love Monte. I mean, this team, it's getting to a weird point where I feel like sometimes these guys are underutilized, which makes me think, why do we even have them? We got Monte Morris before we did Tyus Jones during the summer. So it's weird every time we don't see much Monte Morris except when the team was heavily injured in the past. So it's kind of crazy, but I mean, Monte Morris has been pretty good. That's made like talking about Monte Morris really weird to talk about because we haven't really seen much of him. But this night he had it going, and we wanted to see more of him as Suns fans. Don't know if he could keep doing this every night, but he helped a lot tonight. Royce O'Neal, again, the talk has been about him being streaky here. He has had nights where he's either been a hit or he's been an off. It's just facts, people. It's Royce O'Neal has just absolutely been little streaky, but tonight he looked very solid. 11 points, 3 of 4, and for a short 3 of 4 from three, and for a short while, he was perfect from the field. A great effort from our bench, and I wish we could have this Royce O'Neal every night. I mean, the guys seem fully rested, so after the 2 day break, so this could very well be maybe the start of something new. Um, they just look excited out there. They play with great energy tonight and great pace. So Royce Neal, 11 points, like I already said, 1 assist, 2 rebounds, and he played some excellent defense out there along with the Rooks. So I guess we could start talking about the starters now. I usually do this in reverse order, or yeah, reverse order, where I start talking about the starters, then bench. But I don't know. I guess bench to starters today. So Mason Plumlee, we already talked about him. Grayson Allen got the start for Beal tonight. A little throwback, as Grayson Allen was the starter for the Suns last year um, during most of the season. And Grayson Allen had himself a great night. He cooled off a little bit in the half, but for a start in that first half, he was amazing. He just plays this scrambling defense, and he was everywhere. It's great, and it's really questioning because he bulked up, but now he's this scrambling defender. It's kind of weird. All right, he had 17 points, 3 of 6, 4 of 8. All right, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. So amazing night from Grayson Allen. Exactly what we needed from a starter to get over this little hump against the Warriors. Okay. Tyus Jones also had an amazing night, giving 19, 4 of 5 from three, 7 of 9 from the field, 3 rebounds, 9 assists, and only 1 turnover. That turnover coming in the last bit of this game in the fourth, which, for a second, can we talk about that? What the heck was that? Okay, if you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you have, but the Phoenix Suns in that fourth quarter, we had it locked up. Like, we had a good lead. We had a final push in the fourth to give us this now lead, and time was not on the Warriors side, and the Warriors were basically full court pressuring us every play, trying to get a steal or something. Um, and multiple times during that play, it just seemed like the Suns weren't communicating well, as like Tyus Jones just sat on the ball in the half court and then finally passed the book, but it wasn't enough because it was a half court or a what's the word, backcourt violation. Yeah, they failed to get the ball across the line, and it was just a really confusing play. Like, it just seemed like the team was fully in panic mode at the end there. They just no communication. It was very weird, and you don't want to do that when you're facing the Warriors. Okay, that freaking gave me a heart attack at the end there. We can't keep doing this, Suns, where you almost give away this game in the last second. Okay, and they almost did that. They did that in the third already, where they had an amazing half, and in the third they came out flat, allowing the Warriors to make this a game again, which then they responded to promptly in the fourth. So, whatever. Tyrese, still an amazing game, and just everything the Suns could ask for our point guard. Amazing night from him. And finally, let's talk about our big two, Book and KD. So I guess we could start with KD here. He had 21 points, looked completely fine from the injury last time. I mean, it wasn't a severe injury in the first place. He just kind of looked like, he kind of tweaked his foot in the wrong way. So I mean, it didn't look that serious. So KD he wasn't even on the injury list this time around, which was awesome. But he still had a pretty much awful game, statistically speaking. Right? And I hate to throw that word around, but you know, he was 7 of 20 this game. I believe until the fourth quarter here, actually, when we needed Suns to basically pull away. In the third quarter, the lead had dwindled from our 17 to 7. So it was a game again, and we needed KD to ice this game going into the fourth. But from that point in the third, near the end of the third, KD was 1 of 7 from the mid range. Yeah. So I mean, KD wasn't his normal scoring self around the rim as he usually is, but he splashed home 3 of 8 threes, which kind of helped him. And he had 10 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Because while KD wasn't that great from the offensive side of things, he was amazing defensively. 3 blocks alone. And one of those plays, I'll probably play in the short version, edited version. He smothered, I believe it was Waters, right? Is Linda Waters? Lindy Waters? That's correct. KD is such a blast on this team. He's just again for another night reminds us Suns fans how versatile and useful KD is to this team. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but he could definitely the way KD's playing on this team, he could definitely make an argument for himself for MVP. I said it. I said I'm trying to avoid the overhyped fan. I don't want to be too overhyped, but sometimes I can't help myself. I mean, KD's playing like this. Yeah, he's one of the greatest, especially during this weird stretch of games for LeBron and Stephen Curry during the old ages, as they've been looking to fall off. I mean, I've if you've been on NBA Twitter at all over the last couple of days, you've seen that LeBron had a pretty bad last game. Yeah, 5 turnovers, and you know he's starting to look his age. Play his age. And Steph Curry started this game. Although he did warm up, he ended the night with 23 points, leading the Warriors. All right, he was still 3 of 10 and 8 of 21 during the whole game, and he hadn't even made a shot by halftime. So I don't know. KD's still the only one scoring majorly from the old era. I mean, not to say LeBron and Curry haven't had their games this season, but it's just recently it's looking kind of rough. Anyway, uh, KD, amazing night from him. Great, amazing. Nothing else to really say other than let's hope that he gets his mid range back. Booker led today's game in scoring 8 of 20, 27 points. And I am wearing his jersey today. He went a little cold in the third as he played the whole third and basically just trying to do anything to keep this Suns team afloat. But in that third one, the ball movement was amazing in the first half, but screeched to a halt in that third as nobody was moving, offense wasn't moving. It was just kind of really boring basketball, and Booker was just trying to force anything up in order to give the Suns that advantage as they were as sinking ship. But Booker then came back in that fourth and contributed to amazing defense that would seal this game. And Book almost had a double double. He had assists or 9 assists, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a turnover and a personal foul. Speaking of double doubles, I completely missed this, but KD had a double double. He had 21 points and 10 rebounds. Amazing nights and a short little rotation. I get having a 7-man rotation to get ready for the playoffs, but sometimes I would like to see Josh Okogie out there to make sure he's still fine. I felt like once again this could have been a game he could have contributed heavily, and definitely during that third could have definitely added a level of spice. They could have spiced this game up a little, and maybe would have given the Suns another advantage. So another missed event for us Josh Okogie fans. I wouldn't consider myself a Josh Okogie fan, but all right. So amazing game, just defensively and offensively, and just anything around. Okay. Suns ended this night with 9 blocks. That's amazing. And especially during that half. That half was so amazing with ball movement. I forgot to mention this. But at halftime, they were passing the ball and sharing the ball so much that at halftime, on their 23 made shots, they had a assist on 21 of those. It's amazing seeing this offense go to work. And it reminds you, this team is still threatening. Okay, a lot of us Suns fans have been down the last couple of days because this team just simply looks pathetic. All right, when games like this happen, we still have an offense. Okay, um, but going forward, defense is still a little bit of an issue. I'm not. I'm not letting that go. Defense is still definitely an issue on this team. And I guess an early warning sign here is, the Warriors were really good to start the season, but then they lost horribly to the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, I mean, if we could beat the Warriors, where does that put us against Cleveland? I guess we'll see, especially during that. I do think this is a potential playoff matchup. Like, this is a really interesting playoff matchup. We got to start recognizing this, even though we're still fairly early into the season, not so much anymore. Um, it's just kind of great to look at future playoff matchups. So, I mean, the Warriors have a hot start. They've lost the last four, though. So, I mean, that could be showing signs of slowing down. But I feel like Warriors and Suns, that'd be an awesome playoff matchup. So, I don't know. So, Suns, we get the win. We'll be back against, we'll be back at this again on Tuesday against uh, San Antonio. That will be the last game of the in-season tournament. So that will be interesting. First, that is also the first game of December. I will talk about what that means during that day. So, I mean, if you're curious about the in-season tournament and all about that, we'll definitely go into that more as that game finishes. So, yeah, Suns win. With this win, we are now back into the playoff picture as we are now the sixth seed, right behind Denver, and Warriors fall to fourth. Things are changing in the Western Conference, but things are still very tight as we are tied with the Lakers and Mavs. But I believe since we've we've basically clinched the Mavs series win, so that puts us ahead of them as like a tiebreaker. And we've been beating the Lakers pretty good so far, so that is also a tiebreaker, I believe. So very interesting stuff. Suns get the win. A very nice response to the disaster that was Brooklyn. The streak stands alive. And, well, we will be back at this on Tuesday when the Suns take on the San Antonio's the Spurs. We'll be taking on the Spurs. Okay? Well, I'll see you then, as that will be it for me. All right? Enjoy the sun win out there. Okay? And we'll see you later. Remember to like and subscribe to this channel. It's really great. We just surpassed 280 subscribers. That's really awesome on this team, on this channel. I'm kind of dying here. It's been a very long day, but yeah. Sun's up. See you guys later. So.